So a lot of times I'll have students come up on stage and play with my band. Something that I hear a lot is, oh, you know, I couldn't hear myself at all. It's so loud on stage. I just need to get some in-ear monitors. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's not like exactly how it works. And they're like, oh yeah, you just, you know, give me like some in-ear monitors and then I can hear everything. Great. It makes me think that they probably don't know exactly what that means or how in-ear monitors work. I'm gonna make that make sense to you and you. Why are in-ears good or why are in-ears better? Number one, you can hear yourself better, especially singers. Singers are always saying, oh, I can't hear myself on stage. If you're singing over a loud band, even with a wedge, a lot of times you're not gonna hear yourself because it's tough to get the volume of a microphone over loud drums and loud amplifiers, and especially to get your vocal volume loud enough without feeding back. I would say most of the time you're hearing feedback at shows that is like a lead vocal or a background vocal, whatever, feeding back into the monitor directly in front of that singer's microphone. So it helps a lot for that. If you're trying to sing over a loud band, you strain a lot more than you might think you do. Using in-ears allows you to sing without pushing yourself so much, and it helps your stamina quite a bit. You get less bleed that could get into other microphones. The less sound that you have on stage, the more control your front of house has. That is a good thing. And it's better on your ears too. You know, you don't have to listen so fucking loud. So obviously, when someone's saying, I want to use in-ear monitors, you need the in-ear monitors themselves. You could be thinking about like earbud headphones, but in a professional setting, you would use like custom molded in-ear monitors, something molded to your ears that you would go get from an audiologist and then sent into an in-ear company. You can also get universal in-ear monitors. Typically, the price is based on the amount of drivers, but sometimes just the quality of drivers, right? You can have like very nice in-ear monitors that just have a few drivers in them, like the 64 Audio Trio. It's expensive as hell and only 3 drivers in it. So you have your in-ear monitors that actually go in your ears, and then you need some way to get the sound into your ears. When we typically think about people using in-ear monitors, you're thinking about them plugging that into a wireless pack that basically functions as a monitor. So instead of having a wedge on stage, all the sound that might go into that wedge is basically sent into this wireless receiver, and then that goes into your in-ears, and then, hey, into your ears. So you would need a system, a transmitter, and a receiver for your in-ears, or you can use like a wired pack, like a Behringer PowerPlay. At the root of all of this though, we need our in-ears to communicate with the mixing board, right? Because you're gonna have things in your ears now, essentially blocking out most of the sound on stage, you're gonna need a little bit of everything in your ears, meaning you're gonna need some drums, you're gonna need the bass, the guitar, the vocals. So you're gonna need everything to be mic'd, everything will have to be going through your PA system, and then you'll need like an aux out or one of the monitor channels from the board going into your in-ear channel, and then you can adjust your mix there accordingly. It's not as simple of a process as just putting headphones in and then you can hear everything clearly. To wrap it up again, you need the actual in-ear monitors themselves, some way to get the sound to those monitors, so either a transmitter and receiver or some kind of wired pack, and you need a board that is capable of doing that. In-ear monitors and in-ear monitor systems can be really, really expensive. The Shure PSM 900 is probably the industry standard. Sennheiser makes a really good one that people use a lot. You don't need to start there, and in fact, if you are brand new to in-ear monitors, I probably wouldn't recommend starting there. There are budget options that you can like kind of get used to using in-ears and see if you like them before you commit to spending a bunch of money. You can do this whole thing for less than 300 bucks. So my first recommendation, these are the Shure, these are 425s, but we're gonna pretend they're 215s, okay? The 215s are single driver models, and they can be had for around 99 US dollars. They're universal fit, they are not custom molded to your ear. They got a little blue dot for the left ear, a little red dot for the right ear. They're actually really comfortable, and they sound just fine for $100, come on, dude. They hook around your ears so they don't fall out on stage. You can truly thrash about. I certainly have done my fair share of thrashing, not lost a bud yet on these, you know what I mean? When you do get like your custom in-ears, these are great to have as a backup in your guitar case if you misplace your nice ones or a shell cracks. And if you want to upgrade, you can get the 425s. Those are dual drivers, they're a little clearer. They actually just came out with, I want to say it's the 535s, 3 drivers, 4 drivers. 100 bucks for the cheapies, totally fine, dude. So that's the most popular big name option, but I know you guys are the deal hunters. This next one really is a screaming deal. So on eargear.com, they're super affordable and they're honestly really nice. So they have a couple different models. There is a 3 driver model, which is like roughly the same as the Shure 535, which I think is like $400 or $500, and their version is $150. I have them right here, but 150 bucks. These are like the perfect backup in-ears to my molded ones. These ones you can get a lot more bang for your buck than the Shure. So check it out, ineargear.com. So that's the shit that goes in your ear. How do we get the sound there? This is the Xvive receiver and transmitter. So what that means is, this is gonna get plugged into your board, and this is going to transmit a wireless signal to this, which is gonna clip on your belt, and then you plug your in-ears right into here, and you plug them into your ear. You turn these both on, make sure that they're on the same number, channel, whatever. These are only mono mixes. You cannot do a stereo mix on these, obviously, because you only have one input into this transmitter. But to just start out, that's totally fine. I've played many a show with just a mono mix. That's totally cool. These are super portable. It's charged with a mini USB cable. They have a range of 50 feet, so it doesn't work for like humongous stages. But again, this is like just starting out. We just wanna see what in-ears are all about and get used to them. This is like an awesome, affordable option that just straight up didn't exist, what, like 5 years ago? Typically they're $229 new. We found them as low as $183. But with that being said, so this and the Shures, you're in around $300 to have like a usable portable in-ear system. So for me personally, I honestly don't think it took that long to get used to in-ears. Like, you're not hearing the ambience of the room. You're not really hearing the crowd. My band will set up a crowd mic, like a condenser mic just at the front of the stage, so it'll sound more like we're in the room. I like being able to hear myself sing, so that is a trade-off I'm totally happy to make. In summation, I'd like you to try out in-ear monitors. They're gonna improve your playing because you're gonna actually hear yourself. The barrier of entry is probably a lot lower than you thought. It doesn't have to be expensive, so give it a try for real. All right, if you have any trouble with anything, you need any recommendations, you got some life questions, whatever the fuck you wanna ask me, hit me in the comments. Find me at Shreducation Nation on Instagram, at Shreducation on TikTok. See you later.